What's up guys, my name is Mars, welcome back to another video here, back on F1 2018 Fanatsy Mods episode 18. Today I bring to you guys another mod for the 2018 game, that is the F1 2019 Fantasy mod by Krisdix. I think I said his name well, I hope. But yeah guys, another mod this Friday, a very well made mod I should say, because the guy that made this mod, I think his name is Chris, went to the absolutely single detail. I'm showing the menus and all that stuff. Before you click start on F1, the image is changed. I think you guys saw that in the beginning of the video, and the images on the menu hub are absolutely awesome. He managed to put those images on the menu, and not even in the menu. In the championship hub, you have as well the images with the 2019 mod, fantasy mod, and when you're picking your car to do a race, when the car is being showcased, you know, I think you guys are understanding, you can see that the skins of this mod are on the menu as well. So, as you can see, this mod is very detailed. Huge credits for him, he's an absolute master to do these mods. I'm gonna leave his channel link on the description. He does some tutorials as well, like how to make a helmet for the 2018 game, for example. And he has a tutorial to how to install this mod, so I recommend you guys to go check it out, that video before you install this mod. And this guy, Chris, is the guy that made the 2018 mod for the 2017 game, and it became the most downloaded mod of the race department site. So I wouldn't be surprised if this fantasy mod would be the most downloaded mod on race department in a few days, because once again it's very well made. Use credits for him once again, and let's see if he made the 2019 mod in real life when all the cars are revealed and all the helmets. So let's see if it makes that mod. But today we're going to do a race around Australia. That is going to be the first race of 2019 season, and yeah, it's going to be just a mod showcase showing all the features of the mod, as I always do in these Friday skins mod videos. So yeah, it's going to be a 25% around Albert Park circuit as Daniel Ricciardo in the Renault. We're going to be at Renault this year, and I'm very excited to see how he is going to be. But now let's go to qualifying, and you're going to see that are still some changes in this mod.
Welcome to Melbourne, where qualifying for the Australian Grand Prix should be getting underway shortly. Now then, Anthony Davidson, you're not getting any younger, but you have been involved in your fair share of qualifying sessions in an illustrious 30-year career. How do you deal with the pressure when you have that one chance to deliver a perfect lap?
It's not so much about dealing with the pressure, it's more about how you approach the risk and just how much of it are you willing to take. You're constantly balancing the car on the edge of grip from braking, cornering and traction, and over the course of a lap, it's easy to get that balance wrong, and that's why achieving the perfect lap is almost impossible. As you say, I've been doing this 30 years now, and it never gets any easier.
Here we are guys, the Australian Grand Prix, in the Renault cockpit. Apart from the skins and the menu aspect, he also did new suits for the drivers, and he did the face swaps in the drivers that changed teams. Obviously that there aren't the faces of the new drivers like Lando Norris. I think you saw that in the TV cam shots, it was Fernando Alonso. So yeah, that's impossible to do on F1 games, but now who knows, one day someone can do faces for the game. But here we are, our first qualifying lap is a short qualifying. Why? Because with this mod, unfortunately you can't do the full qualifying like Q1, Q2 and Q3. Chris said that it was because of the chassis change. I think you guys can see that, or will see that the Ferrari has a Williams chassis, for example, and the McLaren as well. So yeah, he says that you can't do full qualifying because of the chassis changes of the car. But yeah, half first run we're doing the super soft tires, getting to know the mod if there's some changes at the physics, but I didn't notice anything. So yeah, I think that the car physics are the same. But yeah, first do a super soft run, and then do 2 ultra soft runs in this qualifying. And here we are finishing our run, and we're going to cross the line. For now it's P2 with a 123.5, and yeah, provisional pole is Charles Leclerc. But yeah, there's still a lot of drivers remaining to do a flying lap, so we're going to come back to pits, and now I'm going to show something. Listen to the sound of this Red Bull. He also changed the sound of the Red Bull. First he had the Renault engine sound, and now he has the engine sound from the Toro Rosso of the vanilla version. So look how detailed this mod is, and yeah, the faces on the replay cameras, and when he's going to show the starting grid, and we're choosing the car. Basically in everything he has all the faces of the drivers, not in the game version, but yeah, in the real life version. I think you guys understanding what I'm trying to say. But now let's move on, and another thing, you can see that he made as well the helmets for the drivers. Fantasy helmets, of course. Some helmets have been revealed of some drivers, but this mod was published before all those helmet reviews. So, but helmets are looking very cool, with a cool design. So, but let's move on to our second run, now on ultra soft tires. At the moment we are only improved by 0.2 of a second. And we are only P10, it's normal because we set a time on super soft tire, but we're going to cross the line to improve only 0.2 of a second. It is a 1:23.3. It wasn't a good time, but here we are on our final run. We are improving a little bit, not doing all personal bests on the sectors. I think we gone purple on the second run on the last sector, so yeah, maybe this Renault is very strong in this mod. But heading to the final couple of corners, we are improving now massively, 0.5 of a second. The last exit of the corner wasn't the best because we gone purple on the last second, but we're going to cross the line, and it's going to be P6, so a very qualifying for the Renault. If this is one of the 3 best cars, we are best of the rest. So, but we actually out-qualified Max Verstappen and our teammate. Yes, it was obvious with P6, I think. But yeah, I don't know if the difficulty is a little bit too high, but it's in 95%, so it's the normal difficulty that I run in Australia. But for now, it's looking good, so let's see what we can do in the race, if we can finish with Verstappen behind us. So let's go to the grid and wish me luck.
The crowd are here, and they're here in numbers for the first race of the season. Welcome to the Australian Grand Prix. Here's the track then, 16 corners, 6 to the left and 10 to the right. They make up the 3.3 miles around Albert Park Lake, with turn 1 and 3 providing the best opportunities to pass. As the drivers complete their preparations, down below us on the grid, one man who's no stranger to the pre-race pressure is Anthony Davidson, who joins me in the commentary box today. Great to have you with us, Ant. I'm sure you can tell us all about what goes through a driver's head before lights out.
But from the moment qualifying's over, you start to feel the adrenaline in your body build up and the buzz in your stomach as we anticipate the run down into turn 1. It's all a bit like going into battle. And the unknown situation makes you nervous. Those pre-race nerves are a good thing. The day you don't have them means that you don't care anymore. And of course, you have to make sure that all the procedures are second nature to you, so that they're not taking up too much of your capacity.
But let's take a look at the grid for the Australian Grand Prix, testing this F1 2019 mod, and it's going to be Charles Leclerc, the Ferrari, starting in front, then Lewis Hamilton, Pierre Gasly and Sebastian Vettel in the first 2 front rows, then Valtteri Bottas and ourselves as Daniel Ricciardo, Max Verstappen and Nico Hülkenberg. And closing the top 10, we have Kevin Magnussen and the McLaren of Carlos Sainz, Roman Grosjean, Kimi Raikkonen on P12 in the Alfa Romeo Sauber, Lando Norris, Giovinazzi, Perez, Daniel Kvyat back on the Toro Rosso, Stroll, Kubica, Alex Albon and Joe Russell closing the grid for the Australian Grand Prix. With the grid all set, let's see what we can do in this 25% race.
Okay, the run into turn 1 isn't too long, so the pack will be bunched up. Take care.
Thanks a lot, Jeff, and welcome guys to the Australian Grand Prix as Daniel Ricciardo starting in P6. And yeah, 25% race is scheduled a one stop for this race. We're going to start on Ultra Soft, that is the tire that we qualified, and then we're going to finish the race on a brand new set of super soft tires. But what we can do in these 15 laps, this Renault shows to be strong. 5 red lights for the Australian Grand Prix, and it's lights out, and it's actually a good start. We had a good reaction, but then we bogged down a little bit in third gear, and Max Verstappen already overtook us. But heading to turn 1, so close to Verstappen, very tight indeed, but we maintain that position, and yeah, we keep Verstappen behind us at very slow DAI on the first corner, but Sebastian Vettel is trying something on Valtteri Bottas. Can he make that move stick? No, it's Valtteri Bottas then trying to make something on Sebastian Vettel, sorry. But we gone very also close to the back of Sebastian Vettel and to the gearbox of Valtteri Bottas. So very close racing, but in these early stages of this Grand Prix, okay, we made a little bit of contact with Valtteri Bottas, but I think I saw some carbon fiber of the front wing. Maybe it's from Max Verstappen that touches. I don't know if we were going slow, you know. But I think now Max Verstappen has some damage limitation. But here we are watching the replay of the Verstappen's POV. We go a little bit through the grass and oh, we actually lost a little bit of the front wing. Maybe it was a little bit too opportunistic. Maybe it was trying something on the outside. But the gap wasn't there, and now maybe he's going to be vulnerable to the Haas of Kevin Magnussen, I believe. And there is Magnussen. This is already in lap 3. He's in the slipstream of Max Verstappen. He's closing very rapidly to that Red Bull with front wing damage. So now he's on the slipstream. It's a Ferrari engine versus the Honda engine. So the Ferrari engine is the best. Is better than the Honda engine. And there he goes. Trying to something on the running of outside. They made a little bit of contact. But can Magnussen, make that move stick before the penultimate corner? Yes, he can. Verstappen tries to take a look, but it doesn't work. But meanwhile, at the front, Charles Leclerc is leading, followed by Hamilton, Sebastian Vettel, then Valtteri Bottas, and then myself as Daniel Ricciardo. But there's Hamilton trying something on Charles Leclerc to try to take the lead of this Australian Grand Prix. Charles Leclerc defends that half of that brand new Ferrari. But there's Hamilton again with the DRS open, with the slipstream on the Ferrari. Locks up very badly, but he keeps it on the outside line. And guess what? He takes the lead of this Australian Grand Prix. So despite that lockup, Lewis Hamilton can overtake. But now we have team radio.
Some information on Vettel. They're slowing down. It seems like there's some kind of problem with their car.
I think we can see that because Valtteri Bottas is closing very rapidly on Sebastian Vettel. So maybe he can try something on this straight. He's going to open the DRS slipstream in the Ferrari, so close to that gearbox. They made a little bit of contact that is very, very tight. But can Bottas make that move stick before reaching the corner? Yes, he can. And he's up into P4. And now it's Haas and try to overtake Vettel. We are very, very much faster than him, so it should be a very serious problem. And look how slow he is on that corner. We go even through the grass this time to try to overtake him like he did in the first lap. But yes, a pretty easy move. Now someone is off the race. It's George Russell, so yeah, he's not on the points. So yeah, but still very unfortunate. Let's see if Williams this year is a little bit stronger. But moving on to our BOV again, sorry. Lap 5 we're going to pit for a brand new set of super soft tires. And let's see if we can make an undercut on Valtteri Bottas. Let's see if we can fight with him today. But I think there's yellow flag I can see in the minimap. So we're going to come into the pits and let's see if we can make a good stop. And yeah, let's see once again if we can make the undercut. Now we have 17 runners left, so a lot of people is retiring from this race. So let's see what is happening while we are doing our stop. And maybe that's because of this, because Sebastian Vettel is going slow with a puncture. But there's Verstappen and they made contact. Look, Verstappen is out of the race. His race became from bad to worse, and Vettel seems to be out of the race too. But here we are watching the Verstappen's POV. Okay, so let's see. Vettel is with a front puncture and he didn't get out of the way, and oh, that is not nice, not very nice. And that's Verstappen race over. And here we are doing our stop, super soft tires. And yeah, let me say that this livery of this Renault is absolutely beautiful. But there's smoke coming out of the house of Kevin Magnussen. He's on the pit exit. But yeah, so close to hit us. And yeah, Magnussen is out of the race in his brand new Haas. The livery was released yesterday, so, and in my opinion is absolutely awesome. But let's focus now in our race. We have the Williams of Robert Kubica, the Sauber of Kimi Räikkönen, but we're going to hop off inside of the Williams of Kubica. We cut a little bit the track, but yeah, we have to make that move because we are in a different race comparing with these guys. These guys, they made their stop yet, so we're going to hop off inside of the Sauber in his brand new Sauber of Kimi Räikkönen, and that's us into P13. And now the next is Alex Albon. Open the DRS slipstream on him. He's an on-end engine, so we should be an easy move. I don't know, but we're going to hop off inside, almost making contact. And there he is. We are hopping to P12. Bottas has already made their stop, so yeah, no undercut. It was a little bit far, so it wouldn't be possible. But now we are watching the replay of Magnussen's DNF, and yeah, as we passed him, he pulled over to the track, so it was a little bit close. Maybe we would made contact. We turned a little bit earlier, but yeah, thankfully the race didn't end up for us. But here we are already at the end of lap 10. We are very close to Bottas, so maybe he has some kind of issue or is struggling in these super soft tires. So here we go, slipstream on the Finnish driver on the flying Finn. We made a little bit switchback move. We are a little bit on the outside. We almost make contact. We have the RS and we keep we move into 4th place. So very nice move. but maybe Bottas has a word to say. We go a little bit off the grass, so stupid mistake, but can we hold on the chicane? Yes, we can. And yeah, Bottas being a threat for now, but let's see if he can pull away. But there we go, lap 12, and yeah, he still didn't give up. So we're going to do what we did in the previous lap. So there we go. Now we're not going to the grass. Bottas in the outside, so we're going to do the same once again. Then can we hold? Yes, we can, and we maintained before in this Australian Grand Prix. And after that, nothing happened. So yeah, Lewis Hamilton won the race. Gasly managed to finish in second place. He managed to overtake Charles Leclerc, and there we go, finishing in P4. This Renault was very strong. I don't know if the difficulty was too low or not, but it was in 95%. That is the difficulty I ran in Australia, but maybe this Renault is very strong. So let's see if that happens in the real life. But yeah, before, very happy, and once again, this mod, it's absolutely awesome. Credits to Chris.
Alright, race over. Take care of the car on the way in.
So Mercedes have won it, and what a great race it was. So Ant, how exactly did they set themselves apart from the pack today?
I feel like consistency was probably the key today. There's being quick, and then there's being quick lap after lap after lap. If you can do that, you can capitalise on other people's errors without making many of your own. And that's an approach that can push you a long way up the field.
And here are our podium drivers today after that excellent race. They've excelled here, as they so often do, and it's a well-deserved victory. Mercedes, then, are on top today. Now I'd like to ask you, Anthony Davidson, who was your driver of the day?
Difficult call, but I'd say Lance Stroll. He was committed the entire race, and it's paid off with the result.
Not just Lance Stroll, but Sergio Perez as well, because the Force Indians really hopped the order, and the McLarens as well. So yeah, maybe they made a huge race. Maybe they take the benefit of those DNFs. And as you can see, even in the driver's standings, he changed the skins of the car. So just see, once again, a lot of detail in this mod. But yeah, guys, that was the video. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a like if you just subscribe to the channel if you're new to see more Formula 1 content. Before finishing the video, I want to ask you something to you guys. What do you think of my new logo? So let me know in the comment section below. And the credits go to F1 Fantasy. His link of his Instagram page is going to be on the description. And credits again to Krisdix. That is the guy that made this mod. If you are watching this, congratulations, you did an amazing mod. You gone to the absolute detail. Hopefully you do the real life 2019 mod when all the cars are released, and helmets as well. So I'm going to finish the video here, guys. Just to finish, follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Now I'm going to start to post things about preseason. In Instagram, I already started, but if you want to see more preseason stuff, go check it out my Instagram page. I'm very active there, 7k followers, so I recommend you guys to go check it out. But now it's time to say goodbye. My name is Tomas, and I'll see you guys next time.
Nightmares creep while you and me repeat. This bittersweet heat is suffocating. I'm waiting and always hesitating. Kryptonite desires set my heart afire.